Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to LEGO MARVEL Avengers. So I ended the last recording saying the good news is there was no problems, and then I looked at the video and there were some problems. It seems to me in the bodge job of me moving the settings from my old computer to my new computer, which this is a fresh Windows install, but I'm not going to go through all of the hassle of trying to remember every little tweak I've ever made over the course of my YouTube career to the open broadcast software program. I moved the files settings over. Apparently, hidden behind the simplistic options, which I wasn't using, it did not have it as set up that it was supposed to use the video card to actually render the frames at all. So what happened in the last recording, as far as it seems to me, is we were having major encoding lag because we weren't using the RTX 2080 at all to encode any of the frames. Hopefully we fix that. So far it seems like we fixed that, and it's kind of silly to have to go back to simple settings to change a setting, then to go back to advanced settings that doesn't offer that setting, but that's, I guess, what you get when you have free software, public open software, although unfree, like proprietary software, is often not that much better. So let's hop back into the game and hopefully we won't have any more problems. I did say at the beginning that this might turn into a bug hunt of searching for bugs. The good news though is I wasn't seeing any micro stuttering, so the game actually does run as far as I can tell. Now the bad news is it does seem like it is still kind of a badly designed Lego game. So, like, as soon as it started showing this cutscene, I started to see frame lag again.
He is ready to lead, and our force, our Chitauri, will follow. The world will be his, the universe.
Interesting that the subtitles just show him as the other.
What can they do but burn?
All personnel now. The evacuation order has been confirmed.
So, the other, now, anybody who's watched the Marvel movies knows who that character is, and they kind of are no longer important characters. Also, the guy with the eye patch has not really been an important character for quite a while. Yeah, I don't know what to say here. I'm not seeing any problems, but the encoding is a problem, and this is a totally different problem than before.
Could I get a little help here? I got locked in during the evacuation.
Dang it, Coulson. Sorry, sir. It looks like we've got work to do.
So, like, Coulson and Maria Hill and Nick Fury, like, I'm not sure. I think Maria Hill is still kind of an important character. Coulson got his own little TV show that went on forever.
Rush to evacuate this place. Look what happened. I'm not even sure how
Okay.
this is even possible, but I'm actually kind of impressed.
Sir, is that really a priority right now?
Alright, so do I think that there is anything in these settings is the question I need to ask myself. As far as the video settings that I could change that would really fix what's going on here, because we have frames missed due to rendering at a high percentage and frames missed due to encoding at a high percentage. The best solution would be to just take out my old GTX 970 and put it in the new computer and just use it for encoding. That's what I was doing temporarily. It will mean my old computer will need a video card in it, so I'll have to pull out a particularly old video card, but that's not really a big deal because my old computer was just going to be a Linux server anyways. So yeah, I think that's probably the next solution. Let's go through one more episode. I'll have to ask you just to bear with me if these cutscenes don't play particularly well. So it's worth mentioning we are not in a mission right now. We are in a storyline section. So there is no True Avenger mode. We can see here it says go to space. This would be your opportunity at this point to just, I imagine, escape to whatever overworld, open world section. If there is really an open world section, it may very well be like the LEGO DC games. There really isn't a open world section. We can kind of see that there is only 15 levels in the game because there's only 15 red cubes and 15 True Avengers sections there. So we'll probably have to come back and replay this whole section later, and let's see what this does. Like, he can go invisible.
All right, who parked here without a permit? So much for a smooth evacuation process.
So they're at one of the shield bases, which I would say they kind of don't play up to shield bases as much as they should compared to the see if we can do this. They don't play it up as much as they should compared to like the comic books. But then I guess the comic books did make the shield locations kind of silly and crazy. Yep. There definitely is a little bit of blame I still can put on the LEGO games. Their cutscenes clearly are not rendering smoothly. Their video engine, and that's really what it's come down to, is that games have completely different engines, completely different codes, whether they're showing a pre-rendered video versus whether they're showing actual gameplay. And in the actual gameplay we're getting smooth experience. Let's see, little hints here to tell us. And this was in a Batman game originally, with a Robin character being able to jump. We need to build a ladder so that Nick Fury can get up here. And we are now getting to more of a standard LEGO experience where you have to get from point A to point B. And the only way you can reach this is if you're invisible. Let's see. I'm not doing anything here. It's just doing it itself. Am I supposed to hit a button? Left, down, down. I guess you were supposed to copy that. Left, down, down. Oh, so you're supposed to copy that? The game really failed to tell you that.
How bad is it?
That's the problem, sir. We don't know.
So you definitely have a problem here. Alright, so this is probably an in-game cutscene, and I'm not seeing any frame drops in the in-game cutscene either. So now we can play as Coulson. We're unlocking characters fairly quickly. There is definitely room now. So Coulson's going to be the one that throws grenades. Interesting. They do overplay the importance of Coulson, and he's a made-up character, not from the comic books, I believe.
A stunt ramp, huh? I guess we could have just cleared the obstruction, but hey, I'm just a lowly level 3, so what do I know?
So we're gonna jump over just for LEGO fun times. Yeah, LEGO started doing these side missions pretty badly instead of just having regular missions. Let's see, press B to scan.
What do we do?
Okay. I don't know why a couple of people appeared next to it. So you hover over until you get the prompt, basically. This is super easy. I have some other on-screen overlays that I probably need to turn off, like the Steam overlay.
Guess that's one way to avoid getting a parking ticket.
Like, generally speaking, I want the Steam overlay turned off. It just is yet another thing to be in the way. This basically is a level. It's just not telling you any kind of story, and it just does not have the same collectibles.
Until they couldn't shut it down, we ordered evac. Campus should be clear in the next half hour.
Sir, evacuation may be futile.
We should tell them to go back to sleep.
Yeah, it kind of feels like you had a team here that just didn't want to stick to the same old, and I get that. Yeah, that they're up to like their 15th LEGO game, so it's not super surprising that they would like to potentially stop doing the exact same over and over again. But on the other hand, LEGO are the same building bricks from like 30 years ago, so and very little has changed, or only minor small increments have changed in LEGO. And so if you're making a LEGO game, it probably needs to be as consistent as anything else. See if we're dropping any frames now. Yeah,
What can I tell you
this
about the
cutscene's
Joint
dropped
Dark
down to like
Energy
30
Facility?
and lower.
Well, it's classified top secret, so nothing, really. I can't mention that we're studying an object of potentially unlimited power called the Tesseract. And I can't mention that it's recently become active and we have to evacuate the entire facility. Really, I can't tell you any of that. And don't get me started on those Phase 2 prototypes.
I could turn off my second monitor. Like, that is one way I've been recording games previously, and I didn't bother to do it here.
I need you to make sure the phase 2
That's
prototypes
another
are shipped out.
thought.
Yes, sir.
Talk to me, Doctor.
Director, she reaches peak level.
We prepared for this, Doctor. Harnessing energy from space.
We don't have the harness. My calculations are far from complete.
Have you seen anything that might set this thing off?
The cube is a doorway to the other end of space, right?
The thing
Doors
is,
open from both sides.
these videos that are pre-rendered really don't have any reason to drop frame rate at all. There's not a good reason around that.
Sir, please put down the spear.
And see, I'm confused by the story because at what happened,
Glorious purpose.
like what happened between Iron Man getting the Loki sphere and Loki getting it
Sir,
back?
those agents don't seem so friendly anymore. Did that guy just use mind control?
That's that's weird. It's weird that they aren't actually telling you the story. And see, they started introducing these combo attacks in games where you get your combo up, and by getting your combo up, it then gives you potentially a lot more studs, which then reduces the necessity to play the game generally. See, that's a save. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, we're running about 6 to 10%. It's hard to read. Somewhere between there, as far as dropped frames. And none of it actually seems to be in the game. And I suppose I never really did test out having just my new video card, the RTX 2080, without having the 970 used for rendering. So I may have just been benefiting a lot from that, a lot more than I realized. There is something certainly to be said about my new computer. It's hit a level where building a new computer compared to a 4 or 5 year old computer, if they both were kind of top of the line gaming computers, and they both kind of were, it becomes a little bit harder to. Only characters with Captain American shields can interact with this, apparently. Yeah, a top of the line computer, brand new compared to one 4 or 5 years ago, doesn't have as massive of an improvement as you might think, just because there hasn't been that many new technologies. Let's see, we're back to a point where I just don't know what we're supposed to be doing. Are we supposed to get close to the guy and then get knocked away? It doesn't seem like even invisible you can do anything, so there's a ladder over here. Is that really part of this? That's pretty crazy.
You got this one?
Only characters with powers like those two can do it, and we don't have those two characters, I don't think. Let's see, I guess this is Hawkeye, not the Green Arrow. So I guess, like, he doesn't have his electric shot type. He doesn't have a whole bunch of weird different arrows. But the game is really failing to tell you what you're supposed to do. So you basically would have to have watched the movie, this specific movie, the Avengers movie, I suppose is what it's called, first, before you would play the game. And here is just an invisible wall. Let's see. He does have the ability to shoot the silver things, apparently, but you have to lock in on it. Interesting. Okay, what did that expose? Enough things to build something. Most LEGO games have a kind of indicator that points you in the direction, and interesting, that's another case where the game just let me walk right away from it when I should have been. See, now there's like a Hydra connection. Let's see. And yeah, Hawkeye seems to have everything except for electric.
With glad tidings of a world made free.
Free from what?
Freedom.
Right, and these guys are just so easy to take out. You can hit B to do a combo if you want, but you don't really need to because they die in like one hit anyways. Seems like it's this time his turn. Left, up, down, left, up, down. And you can't really copy it very fast on that, so you definitely have a slowdown in the whole process. Yeah, I haven't even looked at the old video card that I'd have to use on my old computer. I'm not sure I even have the right connectors at that point, since everything has gone to HDMI or DV-Link or some of the older but still kind of non-standard TV connectors. Yeah, I might even go back as far as using an RGB connector. And yeah, that would be weird. I don't know if I have a monitor. Like, I've been migrating all of my computer monitors to be TVs so that they can have the dual function of being smart TVs. What am I supposed to be doing?
What do you need?
Yeah. You get these little prompts that are supposed to help you, but they seem to be procedurally generated. So this prompt.
More than just smashing stuff.
Like, yeah, because they seem like they're procedurally generated, you're not really seeing where I'm supposed to go. Let's see. Am I supposed to go over this way? Why am I getting prompted to press Y? You also have some major angle issues. We have some kind of blue
Didn't we cover this in basic training?
mechanical characters repairing things. That's gonna be a free play thing for sure. Then we broke the chair, but it didn't disappear. And he's shooting up in that general area. Is there somewhere I'm supposed to stand on? Apparently so. What was the point of that? Well, yeah. It really should be pointing me in these directions, and it really just isn't. And it's not like LEGO games have ever had options. So, I mean, we can go back and look and see if maybe there is an extra or something.
Of course it does. I've come too far for anything else.
So, yeah, let's go extras. Attract all studs is available to buy. but I can't buy it until I get somewhere. Disguises are available to buy. Target second player is available to buy. And then any real options, like hints dynamic, hints always on, hints off. Split screen dynamic, effect settings. I mean, I could certainly turn off any number of these, but I don't think any of them really would affect anything. If anything, that has consistently been an issue, certainly with LEGO games, is that the settings have really not fixed the micro stuttering issue. Although I guess at this point I'm not having a micro stuttering issue, I'm having a misconfigured recording software issue. Now, I don't know if Loki is really good in the Marvel movies I haven't seen. So they stole the Tesseract back.
Please don't. I still need that. I am Loki of Asgard.
We have no quarrel with your people.
An ant has no quarrel with a boot.
You planning to step on us?
Sir, Director Fury is stalling. This place is about to blow. Well then.
So Loki just uses his staff to brainwash the bad guy that stole the wand in the first place, and Hawkeye.
These vehicles.
Do you copy? They have the Tesseract. Shut them down.
The only other thing I thought about fixing this issue would have been to try and have the recording software run on a different processor core than the game, but Windows seems to handle that about as good as anybody else, and it's called changing the affinity,
Wow, the fire alarm works.
but
Yeah, but the
it's not
door
really
just
worth it.
auto-locked. This is perfectly safe, right?
And see, this is weird because we just got bumped out of a level and we didn't really save, and we're now in another non-level, which means when we start playing free play mode, here's Stanley, we won't be able to free him, I'm sure. The game is going to be fairly weird. Alright, so I'm going to save and exit and call this an episode. So once again, apologies that more than likely the video will have some dropped frame rates, as much as it seems maybe 5 to 8%, and that is just something that I think I'm going to try and fix by adding a second video card, which is definitely throwing a sledgehammer to a nail as far as a solution, but it seems like it might be the solution that needs to happen here. The only other thing I could think is to turn off the second monitor, which maybe there would be an argument to that. I should give that a try also. But I guess in the long run, just having a second video card is probably a smarter move. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. And if you want to support me further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and give me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.